We're live?
We're live.
Yes, no fire. It's like against all odds. I was killing you.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
You don't see you're like you're not your normal self right now.
No, I'm good. You know, it's just like we deserve to make the playoffs, and whatever crazy needs to happen will happen.
Deserves ain't got nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
You got to play the game, and
We got Washington, another team going for third in the playoffs, as well as a team that we just spanked on their home court. So they're coming for revenge against us. So either way, man, we not undaunted. We feel that we still gonna do it. Struggle is real.
so many games we should have put in our rearview mirror.
Yeah, you know what though? I think this year, out of any year, we handled the games we were supposed to. You know what I'm saying? Really, especially after the whole streak. I really do. After that whole 11-30 whatever start, is like all the games we had to handle. Plus, we handled.
You mentioned the Knicks game.
Well, the Knicks game was so crucial because we looked at that pretty much right after that great week we had with the resounding tip-in from Whiteside
And the other
at
Knicks
Detroit,
game.
and the other Knicks game where we spanked them pretty solid on their court. And at that point, we were looking at the stretch run, and we were saying, wow, that stretch run is really tough. And the two easiest
we were in the
games.
7th position at that point.
Yeah.
At least I thought we were more likely than not.
Yeah, but the East, it fluctuates so much. Like, it's so little wiggle room between 1 through 4 and then 5 through 8. You know what I'm saying? It's just tight like that. And at one time, Chicago was in the 10th spot, so it's just how it rolls. But like I said, this year we've taken care of business. But when we looked at that stretch, man, I think New York and Denver were the easiest out of those two. And out of those last couple of games, rather. And both of those games we lost, but both of them were challenges, man. Denver's not an easy team. They're fighting for their playoff lives. And New York definitely exerted some revenge.
We definitely took New York for granted. That game against the Pacers on March 12th, we lost by 4. We beat Toronto, then we lost, then we won against New Orleans. We beat the T-Wolves. We took a bad loss to the Trailblazers. 104-115.
I wouldn't say a bad loss, man. I mean,
9 points at home. Team coming from the West.
Yeah, come on, man. That's a tough team. They're fighting for their playoff lives. They're in the 8th position. Lillard just had 59 last night.
They're on a back-to-back, coming across the country, and we had a couple of days off.
Yes, I wouldn't say it's a bad loss, man. That's a tough team there.
But that's one of those ones where, like, we have to take advantage of our position. As in, like, we're at home, they're traveling, and they got it back-to-back.
Yeah, but the reality is any game is crucial in a race this tight. But I wouldn't look at Portland and say that's a bad loss. You know what I'm saying? That's a really tough team that's fighting for their playoff lives, like we said. And Lillard, like we said, at any time, and this guy can win a game by himself, which is basically what he did to us.
Maybe that's what's hurting us too. I mean, again, at Toronto, 2 dynamic guards put together performances that we were unable to match.
I mean, that's how it is in this league, Black. That's what we talked about, man. You know what I'm saying? Some of these players have the ability to win a game,
and even still, we lost by only 2
at any given time. Yeah,
we lost by only 2 in that game.
For real.
Great performances down the stretch. We're looking at that Whiteside. I mean, I'm gonna say, with regard to Whiteside, he's had some incredibly mature moments in this stretch with regard to like how he has, like, in that game against the Wizards last night. Dude had 30 points. I think he had like 12 or 16, 12 to 6, between 12 and 16.
Oh, it's monster performance.
And that block at the end on a guard who was trying to juke him out of position. I mean, Whiteside I don't. There's not much I could say about him, man. And this is a tale of two seasons.
The change, we had to go back to us. I think what you seen in the beginning was the change, and it wasn't working. You know, we had to go back to our details and what we do best and our identity, which is defense. I feel unstoppable, really. You know, when you got the big dog saying stuff like that, you know, you got your back, and it lets you know that he knows you got his. Just growth. You know, it's good to see the growth, but it came with trials and tribulations. You know, we was on a lot of clutch games, a lot of games we felt we should have won and didn't, and you know, we were just hard-headed, stubborn, and love each other to death. So we played for each other out there. Like at the beginning of the season when we came in and felt like we was in the best shape out of everybody else in the league. Not to discredit everybody else, but you know, our culture is our culture, and we get shaped. So you know, it's just the learning early. We got to go through this experience earlier, and I feel like we're starting to learn how to handle it better. All we think about is the next game and how are we going to improve that.
Good Lord, James Johnson.
Yeah, man.
So good. Did you see that layup that he had, which was like against a defense that was a set defense? He took his guy off the dribble, and it almost looked like he could have had that all night.
Yeah, I mean, it was clutch. He's so skilled. Spoelstra continues to go to this guy for big shots, and it's really paying dividends. And what I like is what Whiteside said in the post-game interview, which was giving James Johnson all the praise, man.
What did James Johnson?
Dark side. So the question is, will you have evil intent for these final two games?
Man, you know, I got evil intent for the opposite team. You know, he been calling me Dark Side since he met me. So just by the way I play, you know, he's a great guy.
And you go home, and obviously Cleveland and Washington teams with a bunch to play for. What's it like to know that not only are your final two games meaningful for you, but they're going to be meaningful for the other team as well?
Yeah, it's big, man. You know, it's big. I know Cleveland they want to keep that number one spot, and Washington want to move up even more. And you know, they're very talented, talented backcourt with Wall, with their coach and Bradley Beal. So, I mean, it's tough.
He's tough. It's no cupcakes.
Yeah, it's gonna be easy, man. We're gonna have to rise up. But look, fam, keep it together, Heaters. You know what I'm saying? It's like we weathered the storm all year. We still not even the whole unit, man. We're still missing a key piece, which is Dion. And even these last couple of games, we've barely lost, man. You know what I'm saying? We've really fought
and we
hard.
Won the last one.
No, but yeah, I'm talking about, you know, even the Denver game, that was a close game. The Toronto game, like you said, that was a 2-point game. So, you know, we're a fighters team. We've been doing it all year. We're gonna fight till the end, and let's support our crew. You know, like we've said all year, fam. This Heat team is a family. You know. And I think a big reason for their success is that beautiful chemistry they've developed. So either way, we have to really look into how to keep this core together. A lot of free agents and so on and so forth. But Whiteside's been massive all year. James Johnson has been just a solid gold fine needle in a haystack.
Revelation.
Yeah, you know. So all the pieces have come together, man. We'd really like to cap it with a playoff run. Let's see what happens.
And, you know, it's looking like if we get in, unless there's like unless there's a major problem with the 7th and 8th seeds and everybody just drops out or drops all their last games, and, you know, we are looking at Cleveland.
You know, I remember one of the shows you said it seems like we're a virtual lock for the playoffs, and I didn't even say anything. You know, I just kept quiet because I was like, you know, we'll just... I won't put no energy out there. No, yo, it's good. That positive mindset. We need that. We need to. All of us need to be on some like, what's positive. We gonna make the playoffs and make it manifest. You know what I mean?
So why were you quiet when I said that?
No, I'm chill. I'm just looking. I'm a dude who hopes for the best but prepares for the worst. You know what I'm saying? So I have confidence in our team that we could win the last two? Yeah, but unfortunately, fam, it's like we in one of those dreadful playoff situations where it is not in our hands. Our destiny is not in our hands. You know what I'm saying?
If either of those teams, Wizards or the Pacers, lose a game to close it out.
You mean Bulls? Yeah, Bulls.
Bulls
or
and
Pacers.
the Pacers.
Yeah.
If either the Bulls or the Pacers lose one game and we win out, we're in.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. But they got 2 easy games each, and we got 2 tough games. That's all. And
what are the
Chicago had won 5 in a row before that 1-point loss last night, and they got D Wade back. Big up D Wade, and you know what I'm saying. And Indiana and Paul George has been rolling, man. Paul George has been lit the last couple of games, star. So
we always have mad love for D Wade. You know, it's the house that he built, basically.
No question.
But I mean, we're looking right now at D Wade having he's a prideful dude, as we saw by him taking barely any extra money to bounce. It's true, but still, it's his house. He left it.
Isn't that ironic, though?
That what?
Isn't it ironic that we are in a playoff battle with the Bulls, who D Wade,
play the Cavs.
Who D Wade, you know what I'm saying?
That was about to be my point.
And he wasn't even playing, he was injured, and now he's come back for the final couple of games that could ice us and propel them to the playoffs. Pretty twisted.
It's twisted that what have we always wanted to see all the years we've been watching D Wade and LeBron? We've always wanted to see them in a playoff series together.
You know what I'm saying?
Right? And now we might get that opportunity
at the cost
of us in. I mean,
oh yes.
If you were to,
it's a bittersweet world.
If you were, let me ask you, bro. Looking at this situation, what would you rather have? Would you rather see LeBron and D Wade have? You know, I don't know how many years you say D Wade has left. Maybe 2. Not a rivalry, but two boys who left the franchise, played together. They've been boys since the root. And now they have this opportunity to play each other. But then we also have this opportunity to see this miracle season turn into a playoff berth against James. What would you rather see?
Oh, I'd rather go with the Heaters, man. It's like these guys deserve a shot at the playoffs. Some of these guys that we've developed, I'd love to see them get their feet wet in the playoffs. And just this team as it's constructed, to see how they would thrive in the playoffs. I honestly think we'd be more of a threat to Cleveland than Chicago. And, I would love...
Why is that? Why do you say that?
I just think we're a better team than Chicago, you know, and I think we would challenge them more than Chicago would. And that's another reason, actually, because I just don't think Chicago is going anywhere as that team is constructed. You know, I think this is a wrap. I think they rolled the dice with the whole Rondo, D-Wade, Butler thing. It didn't pan out for them. There's been drama all year. And, it's not like D-Wade is in his prime and Bronny's in his prime. You know, I'm sure we'd get some real highlights from D-Wade. He'd definitely be able to turn it up a couple of games, but I don't think they challenge them like we challenge them. And I think we've pretty much seen the last of that Chicago team. So I'd definitely rather take us getting there. Yeah, I think in the off season they're gonna really do some tinkering with that team.
Man, it's just ironic. Cleveland is a half game ahead of Boston. They gotta play out.
Yeah, they gotta. You know that, dog. But I said this, Matt. Yo, every single team in the East got something to play for. Every single team. 1 through 4, the order is not decided, and we got 2 games left. That's how ill it is, yo. And 5 through 8 is not decided, and we got 2 games left. You know what I mean? So these last 2 games going to decide. The whole script could flip. You know what I mean? Depending on the last 2 games. So,
but we're hoping for a lot. When we're looking at Chicago's last few games, man, we really are.
You know, just put up the schedule because there's only a couple days left.
For Chicago, man. With regard to Chicago, we're looking at Orlando, who probably, they might be in a race to be the worst to get these picks.
Real talk.
You know, they might not even be, I don't see these 2 teams with any kind of pride, Orlando and Brooklyn, even though somehow Brooklyn pulled out a 1.
But that was at home, man. You know what I'm saying? Both Chicago's games are at home, and it's all good. We'll see what happens. Man.
Still, you seem down.
No,
Where's
no,
your- where's
never
that-
down. Never,
Where's that
ever.
hype? Where's that hype? Hype man.
No, man.
Positive viber.
I'm positive, brother. It could be a melancholy mood, but never down, man. The blessings are too abundant to be down, brother. We never down, man. We give thanks continua. Itinua, you know what I mean? And look, we still optimistic about the season. We still believe in our heaters, you know what I'm saying? But we just saying what it is, that's all. You know, we're not gonna be in here on some rah-rah, yeah, we making plans for the playoffs and all that. No, everything is peace, but we're not down. You know what I'm saying?
These guys are not down. They're ready to
man.
play this thing to the end.
Man, they've been fighting odds all year, dude. These guys ain't shook. They're ready for the challenge. You could hear it in Whiteside's voice. He's like, look, let's do it. You know what I mean? So we know our boys are up to the task. But like we said, fam, the only thing is it's not in our hands. You know what I mean? If our destiny was in our hands, I feel super comfortable. You know what I'm saying? I have the utmost confidence, which I still do. But it's just not only in our hands. We win our last two, then we both are at, I think it's 41 and 41. Indiana's 40 and 40. If they lose at Atlanta's last game at home, you know what I'm saying? Then we'd be tied with Indiana and get the tiebreaker there. So that's probably our best case scenario, fam. We want Indiana, which, you know, as crazy as it is, has received a shot in the arm from Lance Stevenson and really balling right now. But if we can win out our last two and have Indiana lose against Atlanta, then we will own the tiebreaker and we will get that spot. So still got options out there.
Looking at this week, you got to pick an MVP for the Heat. What do you have to say from what you've seen?
You know, it's tough, man. There's three options, maybe even four. Whiteside, obvious, you know. James Johnson, another guy who's just been really dynamic on all ends of the court. And Dragic, you know, Goran Dragic, he's been like the heart and soul of this team, to tell you the truth, man. You know, Whiteside's been the defensive presence. James Johnson has been like almost like the backbone. He's almost like the enforcer type, the lightning rod. And Dragic has just been that steady heart and soul of the team that, you know what I'm saying, never quits, just goes against the odds, goes to the hole like a bat out of hell. And it's tough out of those three. Yeah, a real leader. He's been a real leader, man.
Your boy has got to come back for that last game, Waiters. He's got to come back. I mean, that's potentially the last game of the season, potentially the game that gets us into a playoff situation. I say these cats got to leave it all out on the field for that final game, out on the court, I should say, because there's nothing else. There's nothing left to play for after this. You got a whole summer plus to rest up, to heal up, and you know there are decisions to be made in terms of free agency. These guys have to play like it. These last two games is it. This team may never play together again. This might be the last we see of this team, and it's a historic team. It's clearly one of my personal favorite Heat teams as long as we've been watching Miami. I want these guys to show management that they got to bring them back, the core.
Yeah, I mean, I think management knows that. No, but real quick, I don't know if they would put Dion in there, man. You know what I'm saying? I really don't.
To play?
Because in one hand, they want all their weapons, and in another case, it's like they got a little rhythm with the core going, and sometimes it takes more than a game to get back in a flow, and I don't know if they'd sacrifice the team being out of sync to put Waiters in there for the last game. It's really tough. It's a tough decision to make. You know what I'm saying? I hear you. You know, they got nothing to play for. They got to just roll the dice. But at the same time, They gotta still remain cohesive and smooth and fluid, and with the guys that have been doing it. It's a couple play. Here's the thing, man. Here's the thing with this team, man. We have great chemistry, great cohesiveness, great rhythm, great ball movement, great pieces that fit together, but we don't have a ton of superstars.
Ton? Do we have any?
We have a guy that's been third team All NBA, and we have another center who a lot of people say should be on one of the NBA All NBA teams.
Even though we've moved on from that, he's almost a dinosaur. I mean, Whiteside, as great as he is,
style of center, yeah.
As great as he is a old school, back to the basket.
Prototypical Bill Russell type guy, with offensive skills.
People don't even value that as much as they did 10 years ago.
Oh, it's a dying breed, man. It's a dying breed. You don't see classic big man play like this anymore, Classic post up on the block and with a defensive presence and all these things, and not wanting to go out there and shoot threes and all that. But anyway, here's the thing, fam. We got this great cohesive unit. Plays together, real superstar potential in a couple players, but we still make little mistakes, man.
The end of that game against Toronto was just frustrating.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is, man. You can have a team that really plays well together, gets on a streak, and we all know that the second half of the season we've been pretty much one of the best teams record-wise and otherwise in the league. But we still have players that haven't reached a level of maturity, a certain level of skill.
Did you see Dragic? He shot. I mean, I would say Dragic would have to apologize after this because in that Toronto game, admittedly, Josh was supposed to cut toward the basket on a fast break. Dragic had a bounce pass, probably assuming he was going to be cutting. Josh stopped at 3-point line, and Dragic ended up throwing the ball away. And it was a crucial turnover at the end of the game.
Yeah.
And he gave Josh some serious vibes.
Yeah, I mean, look, no question. Everything is intensified, man. Every possession counts. Not every game, fam. Every possession. So again, you can have just a few bad plays. And in this league, there's so much parity in this league. There's so much competition. It'll cost you, man. It'll cost you. So we've been really going at a great groove, but a couple little mistakes. And that's what I really asked me what I see. That's what I see, King. I see a couple bad turnovers, couple bad decisions when it comes to shot making or shot taking. And it cost us, man. It cost us.
That was such a winnable game.
But this is kind of what I'm trying to tell you, the difference between us and, say, a San Antonio, a Cleveland, these seasoned veteran teams. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They don't make the same mistakes. Even in Cleveland struggles, they're not struggling in the same way that we are or another team would. You know what I'm saying? So it's like those teams are a different caliber. We've said the first couple of casts that, can we compete with them? Can we beat them? Why not? Why can't this team have championship aspirations? That stuff don't happen overnight, fam. Even one good season, it does not take, man. Some of those teams that have had success after, those super teams, even those guys, it took them a year or two to figure it out. So.
Which teams?
Like Boston. Boston won in their first year, but it was a struggle. We came together. We didn't win it in our first year. They tried it in Houston with Scottie Pippen, Hakeem Olajuwon, and Charles Barkley. That didn't work. They tried it in L.A. with Karl Malone, Gary Payton, Kobe, and Shaq. That didn't work. So, like I said, this thing's all about cohesiveness and a team just coming together. Playing together for some time and having everyone develop equally and getting to a high level of skill. And we don't have that on a consistent basis yet. So we're definitely a very good team, fam. We got a lot of potential. We can play with a lot of teams. But, we still are prone to making little mistakes here and there that can cost us crucial games.
You don't want to start looking forward to the, the draft and the freaking free agency.
Nah, man, let's not even go there.
You don't want to go there.
No.
I don't want to go there.
This is basketball, but everything is just a symbiotic agreement of conscious thought. You know what I'm saying? Manifest into tangible realities. You know what I'm saying? So that being said, keep your mind peace. Keep your mind free. Only see positive things in your vision, and positive things will manifest. You know what I mean? For real.
Looking at bro.
It was still in it, man. And this year, this team has just done everything to symbolize what this Miami Heat culture is about. Hard work against all odds. And we're still a move. So, you know what I mean?
Nice.
Hang in there. Let's keep the fire burning. And
against all odds.
That's it, my friend.
And right now, we're against all odds.
You see it.
You hear me?
I'm on straight.
Catch a fire.